Gotta love the journey, baby. Gotta love the journey. I'm Dom Jackson with David A. Media, and this is the 7-Day Scoop Show, my weekly show where I document the process of my career and the ventures I pursue. If you have something you're trying to pursue, this is where I use my stories, motivation, journeys, and things I've learned to help teach and motivate you. Made St. Louis, guys. Pretty good. Last week, I moved out here for sales training. The team be out here for the next 3 months. So out here in St. Louis. So far, I met the team. It was pretty awesome. Learning the difference between the two different cities. It was in Houston last week and then being in St. Louis now. It's interesting seeing how different the cultures are in each city, just like the pace, how people move, how people talk, people think, and just seeing how different a place could be from one another. Then learning, out here learning the next part of my craft as far as the division that I'm with. So that's cool. Learning from someone who actually completed the full process. So seeing the difference between someone who's been through the whole system and completed it versus being around people who are still training in it, and me who's like super new training in it is it's awesome to really see like, oh wow, this is what the next level of like what it takes looks like. And you can feel and see the difference very much so, just between the time, dedication, information, the way framing things. For instance, just learning like saying the same thing while also saying it differently enough to fit what the person needs. So that's a huge thing I've been learning. As far as sales skills, I think really learning down the pitch a lot more is on the list. Like, even though I have it, I don't have it systemizable enough. And that's what I'm really getting at more and more with these sales jobs. Like, the problem is definitely like, how well do you know the pitch and how fast can you say it? And effectively you can say it with each person that you interact with, while identifying what their needs are and where they are in the spectrum of like, hey, I have this problem, I know what the solution is, or I didn't know I had this problem at all, you just educated me on this problem. Or I had this opportunity that like I kind of understood and you helped me understand and gave me information for the future. So knowing where each person is inside that pipeline, knowing where to put them, and knowing how to pitch each person. So definitely a lot to learn and adjust to each city that I train into too. Figuring out how to do the same thing with content-wise over here too. So whether it be the channel, the shorts, everything going on. I've been working a lot, so it's been like, came in, worked yesterday. I'm really understanding how much the time difference between people that do stuff and don't do stuff. Like, I drove here on Monday, worked on Tuesday, I got off today, then I'm working the next 5 days until next Monday. And just being okay with that learning time, understanding how much time and attention, but how much time people got to stay in to learn it. And just thinking about like how much time you gotta put in to get there, So more insights coming, still processing how to even break down what I'm doing. At least I'll be able to see what my life was like during this time period. Everybody else who wanted to see what it was like too. I was looking at my car. June 16th, 2024. This is my car. Could be worse. Run's fine. It's near safe, there's no complaints, but I don't like this. It's bent up there, if you can see it. Raising my standards. It's okay for right now. Won't be like that for a long time. One of those things is like, hey, it's good character moments. The best thing I think that I've really done now, reframing consistently, that's been keeping me in a good spot. Going back to gratitude all the way. Being able to talk to my grandparents during this time. Really appreciate that, my parents during this time. Because a lot of the issues that I'm having now, I'll be able to solve with my next levels of growth. There's a lot of things that I have now that I won't be able to solve later. I really understand that like, you will be at a different stage. A lot of being at the next, I'm in the beginning of a lot of stages that are going to be great later on, but I'm also at the ending of a lot of things that are great now that I won't have later. And that life is always going to be in that same level. And really be like, hey, like, yes, you'll be higher in this one later, but you're really high somewhere now you don't think that you're high at, and being like, it's always going to be balanced. It's always going to be balanced. So thinking about it now, like the freedom I had before, the opportunity to travel, there's a lot of things that I have now that I'm sure I won't have the same capacity as I want to later. So I'm enjoying them, understanding how to enjoy them. So I hope you understand how to enjoy them too. As always, take it one step at a time. We'll get there day by day.